Well, hello and welcome to another episode of Three Crones and the Woo Woo. I am one of your hosts. My name is Gayle Nicholson with Creative Command Coaching and Consulting. And to my side, we have Miss Krista Ducharme from Dimensional Healing with Krista on Facebook. And of course, supporting us from below, Damaris Samolinski with Ask the Genie with Jerry.
Hello.
Hi, everybody. Oh my gosh. Hello, whoever has already joined us. Yay! Right from ground zero.
Yay!
We have got a whole bunch of really cool stuff to cover this week. Oh my gosh. The planets are doing some amazing stuff. Damaris will let us know what we need to do to be prepared for that. Krista's crystal this week is loaded with all kinds of ways that you can use it and what you can do for it. And of course, we'll be talking about protecting your home and hearth 101, the basic stuff that you need to do to make sure that when people are coming to your house this holiday season, the bad juju stays away.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
Awesome stuff. Well, how are you ladies doing? Let's just kind of check in here. Krista, how's things going over in the Netherlands?
Oh my goodness, it's very exciting over here.
She makes me excited.
I'm going to give you guys full disclosure. I am on a muscle relaxer right now. So anything I say cannot be held against me.
It's also called truth serum.
Yeah. So first and foremost, let's make that clear. Second thing is, well, the reason why I'm on muscle relaxers, when you have that cough that throws your back into spasm, had one of those. The second thing is here in the Netherlands, it's exciting. We're starting to do a small lockdown for 3 weeks. And mainly because the numbers are going up and the hospitals just can't support. And they are they're very open and honest about it's not people without vaccinations as much as it's people that have vaccinations that just haven't been still following the 1.5 meters, or as they say in the States, 6 feet apart, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's going to be interesting. We have a lot of things that we're just having to shift, to alter. For me, it's I'm like, okay, well, hopefully it'll only be a few weeks and it won't be anything major, just like, early closing, restaurants and bars closing early, and us having to mask up again, which that never has bothered me, frankly. Yeah. You know what it does is it keeps my face warm.
Yes, it does.
I've actually been like, maybe I should just volunteer for a mask at the moment.
It's warm. It does.
Yeah. It does. It does. And on those really cold mornings.
It does.
Yeah.
Now, and we have a couple of locations here that are flat. And so you get wind that cuts across and it's like, oh, that mask comes in real handy then.
Yeah. Well, it snowed here for the first time on Sunday. I mean, tiny bit of accumulation. I went out in the morning and my windshield was maybe about 1/4 of an inch, about half the way up. It didn't even cover the whole windshield as it, slid down the But took my dog hiking out at Nicholson Nature Preserve to walk in the snow. And that's exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, I should have brought my mask because it would have kept my face warm.
Yeah.
Every other part of me was completely toasty. I have really good coat, really good hat, nice wool sweater or shawl that I use for a scarf. And it was just right here that was cold. So if we have to go back to mask mandate for, let's see, December, January, February, 3 more months, I'm all good.
Yeah.
There you go.
Remember when we used to wear leg warmers?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I miss those days.
I do. And I was a dancer, so we wore leg warmers not just for fashion, but for actual dancing.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, I love leg warmers. I actually saw a really cool pair. They're made out of Aran wool, which is from the island of Aran in Scotland.
Okay.
And I saw those, and I was like, the other day while I was scrolling, and I was like, oh, those would be so nice to wear with my boots this winter.
Hi, Ada.
Yes. Hi, Ada.
Yeah. Ada had leg warmers, it looks like.
Yeah, I love that.
Well, it was a fashion statement in the 80s. I wore them every chance I got, because it's like, especially in you guys know, it's the northwest or northeast rather, or the higher latitudes. You keep your feet warm, you keep your whole body warm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And there's so much wind that can get through between the top of your shoes and the bottom of your pants that I want them to come back. Let's make them come back inside.
Yes, let's do it.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Right?
Let's do that.
Damaris, how are things going in your neck of the woods?
They're going good. I've been teaching, which I love. I love teaching. So I've been teaching Reiki and other classes. I had a class this Sunday on world religions. So just, tapping into different religions and what their beliefs are. And then, you adapt your own beliefs, So you could take a little bit of everything if you like, or, just follow your own belief system, which I'm going to talk about a little bit today too.
Awesome stuff. With my, I love what Allison just said, woo-woo leg warmers merch.
Oh, wow. Now that would be awesome.
I love that idea.
I like that idea.
Yeah. Awesome.
We'll have to look for that.
Yeah. I mean, it could be, it can be done. We'll make it happen.
Yes,
we can make
we'll
it happen.
Make it happen.
Oh my gosh. So what was I going to say before I saw that?
I was talking about world religions.
Oh, yeah. Well, in my background as a metaphysicist, a metaphysical practitioner, right? To get my ordination as a minister.
Yes.
I didn't have to, but I did do a deep field of study in comparative, religions around the world, looking for what is the common thread.
Yes.
Right. And every religion has their own spin, their own rules, their own, you have to wear a skirt or, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I loved looking at where each single religion all converge. And that all comes down to love everyone, hurt no one.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
The golden rule, right?
Right.
It is the golden rule.
It is.
Yeah.
So that's awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. Okay, let's see what time we got here. All righty. Well, over here in Michigan, like I was saying, it snowed for the first time this week. It didn't really accumulate much, but it's absolutely gorgeous out there right now. My dog is losing weight. I've been taking her out to hike about 5 out of 7 days in a week. She's got her food reined in a little bit. Not too much. She's now getting like half the food, but spread out over 2 parts of the day instead of, just one big meal that she noshes on throughout the day. And she's looking kind of svelte, I got to say.
Ooh.
She's a big fluffy girl, but she's got some curves to her too. So I'm very
She's cute. I saw her on your road trip. Yeah, she's cute.
She's a sweetheart, and she's moving so much better. Somebody had talked me into getting her some glucosamine tablets, and she's moving a lot easier now. So I'm really, really pleased with all of that.
Yeah,
all of that.
Yeah, we have Ramage on that, and that has helped him. And then I also have him on. I also have him on CBD oil, so which also helps him.
Now, does the CBD, does that like keep him a little bit more calmed down, like not like lethargic, but not so easily barking and stuff like that? Or
yeah, he doesn't. But okay, so Ramage is an old man. He's about he's between 12 and 13 years old, and so he's an old man. He barks a little, but mainly when he's excited now. Or if he sees a shadow, like, because so behind our house is a bit of a knoll, and people can walk outside the fence up in the farmland behind us. And so sometimes he'll see shadows, or he'll see dogs or rabbits, through the window, and he might bark for a minute. And then he's like, okay, well, that must have been a figment of my imagination. I'm moving on now.
That's awesome.
That's funny.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it does help him. He moves much better. He has a little pep in his step.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I just love your energy, Krista. I just have to.
Oh, well,
I love your dancing. I love it. I love it.
Imagine if she wasn't on Downers.
I know. I know.
Awesome.
But we should all dance a little more, right?
Yeah, we all should. We all should.
If you all dance, what just happened to me won't happen.
Yeah.
There's a lot of benefits to dancing, losing weight, recalling memory. Oh, yes. Mine too. My dog is 14. He's old. Yes. He's almost crossing too.
I think Jasmine is about 9 or 10, but I think she's lying about her age.
Oh, well, some women do. I take full ownership of how old I am.
Same. I didn't think I'd live past the age of 18. I'm counting and celebrating every single day I've got.
And we should.
Yeah. All right, Miss Damaris, are you ready to tell us all about what's going on up there this week?
Yes. Awesome. Yikes, there's so much going on. So on the 19th, as we all know, there's going to be it's a partial lunar eclipse, and it's in the sign of Taurus, but also Uranus is in the sign of Taurus. So the opposition to Taurus is Scorpio. So we have the sun in Scorpio, we have Mercury in Scorpio, we have Mars in Scorpio. So that's like sort of like a conflict going on there with the moon in Taurus and Uranus versus the sun, Mercury, and Mars. So what is that all about? What's going to happen is that a lot of things are going to come to the surface. So let's talk about globally first. So globally, what's coming to the surface? What's hidden, that has been hidden from us, that needs to be revealed, that needs to be looked at? So education is the number one thing that's got to be looked at. Our education system needs an overhaul. The justice system as well needs to be looked at. Also ideology, our belief systems needs to be looked at, and global connections. So all of that is coming to the surface. On a personal level, what do we need to let go of? What, relationships, jobs, what attitude, patterns, behaviors, what belief systems do we have that do not serve us at all whatsoever? They also need to be looked at and released, because what happens is that we're going into a new dimension, and the new dimension, we already are in it, but it's moving quickly, actually. So what happens is that if we're way down, we can't move into that dimension because we're carrying too much baggage, and we really need to look at what we need to leave behind so that we can accelerate and move Godward, move into our soul's purpose, our soul's mission, which is great that we have a number 5 today, because the number 5 is really about liberating the soul. It's really about finding our own truth. It's really about making changes, massive changes. I was having this conversation over the weekend about that most of us have been reliant or dependent on an outside job, outside of us. And we have to come back within, find our inner gifts, find what that is, and then create something that will serve humanity, and that we can, make a living from it, but it will serve humanity, and we'll be free from restrictions. We'll be free from, limitations, if you will, especially time limitations. If you guys know, like if you work from a 9 to 5, you get home, you're cooking, you're cleaning, by the time you know it's time to go to bed again, and you start that routine all over again. These things have to change in the new earth, in the new reality that we're in. And so it's about us finding out what our gifts are, and tapping into those gifts and creating perhaps, humanitarian projects, creating communities that will serve us better. If the school system, let's say, is not working for whatever reason, how can we create a new system that's more sustainable, that's more that's better for the children, that's better for the parents? How can we create that? And it's about bringing global connections together and creating these types of new communities that are from the future, but that we can bring now into a full manifestation. When we're vibrating with that number 5, which I love the number 5, when we're vibrating to it, and we liberate the soul from the gravity of Earth, which is keeping us down and weighing us down from the lower vibrations, we then become the 55 master number 5. At that level, it's about really living our master selves, our master, divine master plan, and connecting with other people. Like I am so happy that I connected with you guys, because, you live in Michigan, you live in New Zealand, and it's like we're connected, right?
No,
not New Zealand.
What was it?
Netherlands. Not New Zealand.
I'm sorry.
Another N1. It's okay.
Why did I think of New Zealand?
Because she used to live in Australia too.
Oh, so you see, it's like we're connecting globally, right? In a sense, we don't really even know each other on a personal level. So I mean, on a
we've never hugged. We'll put it that way. We've never hugged.
We've never hugged. Yes. So this is what it's about. This is what the massive changes are about. And we're all in this together, and everything affects each of us. So it's about, this dynamic that's going on with Taurus and Scorpio. Let me just give you a little bit of that really quick. So Taurus, the key word for Taurus says, I want. The key word for Scorpio says, I desire. What's the difference? When you want something, you might go after it. You may not. You might put an effort in achieving it. You may not. When you have a desire that's intense and strong, you're going to achieve it. It's almost like if I say I want to be a dancer, I may become a dancer and I may not. If I say I have a desire to become a dancer, I'm going to put an effort, take a dancing class.
Absolutely love that. Can I just interrupt you for a second? Because my pet peeve for years has been, don't use the word want. You'll, because it denotes lack, right?
Yes.
But you put your finger on it there. The word want is indifferent. Yes. The word desire is magnetic.
Yes. Oh my God, I got chills. Literally.
Yeah.
Literally, I got chills.
Please continue.
So that's the difference between the Scorpio and the Taurus energy. As I said in another show, the Taurus is more on a physical level. The Taurus is more, on tangible things. But Scorpio is more on a deep level. It's more on a soul level. It's more on attracting things that are fulfilling for their soul, so that we can accomplish that master divine plan that we each have. So when we switch from the I want to the I desire, it's like it catapults us into making that effort. It catapults us into achieving that goal, into manifesting our divine presence on earth. And so it is so amazing. Some of us will be awakened to this dynamic that's going on with Taurus and Scorpio, and some of us won't. Now, this eclipse is going to bring that into the forefront. And as I said in my post on my personal page, it's a long eclipse. It's going to last 3 hours, 28 minutes, and 23 seconds. It's a really long eclipse. Another thing that I have to say about that, eclipses sometimes mess around with the weather. Like the last time we had an eclipse in Taurus was, which was also in opposition to Scorpio, was in 2012. And here in New York and the South, shores, we had a hurricane that was devastating, which was Sandy. So that also brings weather conditions that might be, upheaval, because Uranus is all about upheaval. It's about sudden, unexpected changes that are permanent. So what does that mean on a personal level too? It's like we need to make sudden massive changes within ourselves so that we can fall into that master divine plan that we have. And those changes will be permanent for us, because once you see that light, you cannot go back. You can't. And time freeing, and it's going to give us the time to connect globally, to do humanitarian projects. It's going to give us the ability to not be tied to a 9-to-5 and not be restricted, because our souls are so big to be confined. And so that's what this dynamic is. A lot of people are going to wake up to it. Some will not. But I also want to add that when you add the words, the will to evolve, it equals a 55 when you add all those letters. Nice. So we need to evolve so that we can really be the epitome of what we want to see in the world, So I think that, there's going to be a lot of changes with this eclipse, and it's going to go on till December. There's going to be other, eclipses, and they're all for us to really look at globally what needs to change. Education, like I said before, and I'm going to close really quick. Education, ideology, our belief system. What do we believe in? What have we believed in? And are those beliefs suiting for us going forward? Some belief systems are limiting. When we believe, I can't do this, then you won't. So we need to work on those belief systems as well, in order for us to evolve, in order for us to grow, in order for us to reach those master plans. The justice system, we need to look at that. Even personally, how are we judging other people? All of that needs to be looked at. And so there's a lot that's really surfacing.
I don't know if either one of you are aware of this. Myself, I just saw something this morning on it, right? But like you were talking about, those changing those systems for the greater good, for permanence.
More sustainable.
Apparently, Elon Musk had put out to the world, show me a plan that can feed the people of the world for $6 billion, and I will sell my Tesla stock and do it, right? And he's made 2 sales which were completely legit for whatever purposes this past week, and to pay taxes and stuff. Well, yesterday, I don't remember which organization, whether it was World Health or NATO or whoever it was, they presented him with a plan. This is how we can feed 42 million people in 43 countries for $6 billion ongoingly. This is the process.
This is what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Coming up with a plan for humanitarian projects that will help others, and if we're stuck in a 9-to-5 job, there's no way we're going to be able to do all of that, right? So we all need to tap into our own gifts. What are we bringing to the table? It's not about being jealous of each other or being competitive. It's about, okay, Gayle, Krista, what are you bringing? This is what I'm bringing. What can we do? Yeah. And then bringing other people as well to join us, because
it's about using our gifts and talents for what for their unique purpose.
Yes.
And not comparing ourselves to everybody else.
Yeah. No.
And not saying, hey, and not competing in a dog eat dog kind of way.
Yeah, no.
Because that energy is
lower.
Is more than kind of done.
It's
that
low.
Energy is really low energy. And honestly, it's not what we need to move forward. Yeah. There's so many things we need to I've been watching a lot of different documentaries, because of course we just got done celebrating Veterans Day in the United States and Armistice Day here. And so my husband, he gets, all military, like, we have to watch. And so we went and watched. Plus, we weren't doing much of anything else other than being sick. So we were watching a couple of documentaries and some historical things. And one of the things that I keyed in on, and I've been keying in on it quite a bit, is a lot of the dog eat dog mentality is driven by fear.
Mm-hmm.
And that dog-eat-dog mentality that's driven by fear is meant to control. And that dog-eat-dog mentality that's driven by fear, that's meant to control us, is to keep us down.
Yeah.
Because an uneducated population is easier to manage and control.
Absolutely.
Until they storm the Capitol.
And it's not that I'm trying to, be a negative Nelly about this.
No.
I'm trying to be, again, adding fuel to that fire. It's more a case of you learn from history. Yes. And remember, you need to learn the poems and the songs just as much as what's written in the book. Yes. Because history is written by the victors. Yeah. And the songs and the poems are written by the losers.
Yeah. You want to really know what it was like in World War II. You're not going to find it in a documentary. You're going to find it in your grandpa's voice.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Or else being lucky and fortunate enough to actually go out.
And are we repeating history? Really? History is kind of repeating itself, right?
Yes.
So we need to wake up is what it is. We need to wake up. And I know that a lot of things numb us and a lot of things weigh us down. Even the way we eat can weigh us down. Heavy foods weigh us down, right? So they say to eat lighter. But negative thoughts bring us down. Actually, negative thoughts create heavy metals in our bodies, and it really magnetizes us to the ground. It doesn't ground us, it magnetizes us to the ground. And also when we have negative thoughts, we're sending it out into the ethers, into the universe, which actually creates more heat. And that heat, it creates more heat. So we're really doing it to ourselves, the more that we're negative.
On a very, very large scale, right? Earth itself is an entity.
Yes.
All of her own, right? She goes through cycles all of her own. Just like you and I individually might be working through something from our individual past, right? And we think we've got it handled, and then boom, here it comes again. Different level, different flavor, new choices, right? What are you going to do this time? Earth is the same way. It's just on such a large scale that we can't see it in our own individual lifetimes, right?
No.
So each time this is coming around, it's another opportunity to deal with whatever is out there, which is dictated by the transits of the planets, right? And choose from a different space, from different opportunities, from different options.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But the more awareness we have, the better we can make choices.
Well, yeah, exactly. Because what if you forgot the way you healed last time around? You're back 2 spaces back. Yes. We do need to be aware of where we come from, so that we can know where we would like to go and how to get there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
And then have an intense desire to get there.
That's it. Yeah, true.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, ladies, I want to invite everybody who's watching us right now to tell us where you're watching from. Are you at work? Are you at home? Are you in Pennsylvania, Puerto Rico, New Zealand? Let us know where you're from. And if you're watching us live, let us know that you're watching us live from New York, or, on the replay. Because we want to know a little bit more about what you are meeting up with us from, so that we can serve you better in the long run too.
Also, can people post about what they're willing to let go of, so that they become lighter?
Yes.
Forward into their purpose.
I like that.
I do too. Hi, Sue. Sue is watching from San Diego on holiday live. Thank you so much for watching, Sue. We love having you on the show. And I know I saw your post earlier that you're so excited to looking forward to today's show. Ooh. I'm going to say that's a live from work in a warehouse in Billerica, Massachusetts. Welcome, Allison.
What is it?
I'm going
to Bill Ricca.
Okay.
Bill Ricca. Okay. All righty.
Thank you.
But I'm taking liberties that she's watching from work, not from a walk, because that'd be a little hot on the feet. Awesome. Tracy or Tanya's with us from live from Long Island. I can't talk. I didn't even take the muscle relaxers and my tongue's not working. Awesome. And Ada from Brentwood, New York. Thank you so much for joining us today. I really like this new time shift. A lot more people are able to be on and interact with us and have fun on the live. Love it. Absolutely love it. And who is this? Live from Las Vegas, Nevada, sitting in my gypsy RV in a casino parking lot.
Diane.
That's Diane? Yeah. Hi, Diane.
Wow.
Awesome.
I was like, who is that gypsy? That's in
Hawaii.
And Michelle is watching from Hawaii.
Hey.
I'm feeling warmer already.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, woo.
That's awesome. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Yes, thank you.
All right, let's move on to Miss Krista's crystal this week, because this is a big one.
Yes, it is. It is Ruby.
Yay! Let me know when you want me to click that other one, okay?
I'll tell you when you want to click or when I want the other one. Here. So most of us think of rubies in terms of jewelry. And so I'm going to see, it does not show very well today. Yeah. That's one of my ruby rings. And Gayle has her ruby ring. And then I have another ruby ring. And this is how we think of rubies. But I'm going to have Gayle here. See, that's another ruby ring I have. Gayle, go ahead and throw up the picture.
So
you can see them as raw and then tumbled to, before they're cut. Yes. So rubies, we have a tendency, we're programmed to think of them as being gem quality. However, not all rubies are gem quality. I actually have a gorgeous ruby that it's being shy because I don't know where it is right now. Or, it says that, I'm going to go and bring you on camera. And of course, now I can't remember where it is. It might have something to do with the muscle relaxer. Either way, we'll just go with it. I'm just riding with this. So here's the thing that came up for me yesterday as I was sitting and thinking and contemplating and really trying to tap into the ruby. We connect ruby with love, and love is a really high vibration. Mm-hmm. So, and any of you who've been following me on my page, Dimensional Healing with Krista on Facebook, I've been sharing a lot of gratitude things, and I've been sharing them over, of course, into our group page through Crones and the Woo Woo. But gratitude really can elevate our love. So I want you not to just think of a ruby with that connection of love only. Think of it as holding space also for that gratitude. And that gratitude will grow. And as you grow, just like love, it blossoms further, right? Mm-hmm. And it can blossom, and it's almost, I'm seeing a cherry blossom tree, like how the cherry blossoms pop and they'll pop in clusters. And then it looks like a huge, puff ball when the tree is all blossomed. Well, that's the sense I got when I was tapping into the ruby energy. And it's not that we need to think of ourselves and self-love. No, right now with all the elevations and with everything that's going on with our lunar eclipse that's getting ready to happen, that can be seen by everybody at some point around the globe, according to one of the places, or at least 200.
Yeah, you can see it from a lot of different places.
Yeah, it's like 200. It's like the majority of the globe will get to see. We'll get to see the eclipse, and but we're all going to feel it. So those of you who don't get to see it, don't worry. It's going to happen, and you're going to know it's happening because you're going to feel it happening, and you'll sense it's happening because you'll have very vivid dreams. How many people have been having vivid dreams? Me. Right?
Oh, I got to tell you about one of my dreams. But go ahead.
Okay, just a minute, because that's really cool. I want to hear that because
yes,
maybe it might tap into the really interesting dream I just had. So think of all of that elevation. We've been talking about the gratitude. We're getting ready to talk about how to create a I forget the words that Gayle, what is our topic?
Home protection 101.
Yes, the home protection 101. This actually works with that, because if you are coming from a space of love, a lot of times people get obsessed about protections and they become almost OCD about protections. Mm-hmm. And if you're going down into that energy, that's a negative energy. All right. Protecting needs to be open. Protecting needs to be with love. Protecting needs to breathe like an an organism.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And how it breathes in and out, and it grows and it expands, right? So at least that's for me. And when I teach people about protection, that's, I want people to understand that it needs to come from this space of love. We have all this stuff that's happening, and love is going to be the forefront. And Ruby reminds us, it's not just the love for us. It's the love for everybody. It's not just to help us remember that we are loved, but it's to help us remember that we are love.
Yeah.
Like how I played that word game there.
Yeah.
So the other aspect is, and I really like Archangel Michael, who is connected with the Ruby energy. He's not my particular arc is Raphael. However, I work with Michael quite a bit. Just because, he can be really badass.
I love that.
And it's like, okay, I need some badassness here. I need badassery.
Yeah.
And so I call Michael in to help. But the aspect of Michael that I keep being drawn to share with is it is about protection, because that's what he is. Yeah. He's a protection arc. And so, but don't think of it in terms of, again, protection that's going to bind you. Think of it as a protection that you want that grows and expands.
If I may, think of chainmail as opposed to plate armor.
Mm-hmm. There you go. I like that. Yes. And that he's there to give you that permission as you grow and expand your love, as you grow and expand the fact that you are sharing your love, and that he is there enabling you to expand and to have that growth. And another really interesting thing, because it doesn't happen very often, is that when I pick up, or when I learn about the stone that we're going to be using, the crystal of the week, that it aligns with the day, which is Tuesday. Ruby's aligned with Tuesday. I had no clue.
Can't make this up.
And so for me, but what was even better, and I knew this, and I actually told Gayle and Damaris this before we went on, like, it lines with Tuesday and the planet is Mars. And then Damaris is like, I'm going to be talking about Mars today.
Mars, I see it as Archangel Michael, that knight in shining armor. Mm-hmm. When Mars is on a high vibration, it is definitely Michael. And so it just connects with the Ruby as well.
It does.
I like what Tanya has to offer here. And if any of you out there work with clients and stuff, take the advice from Tanya here. Ask Archangel Michael to protect your clients and yourself.
Yes,
during
absolutely.
Whatever service that you're providing for them.
Always I ask, because it does. It's one of those. Like you said, it's a protection, and it allows you to. It allows you not just to protect them and yourself, but to really allow and expose, be there. I don't want to say expose, because I think that that's the wrong word. But, it really allows that. energy that as you're pouring Reiki, or if you're doing any other work with them, it really allows a deeper connection. Because
there's no transference either.
Yeah, there is none.
So you're not transferring whatever's going on with you, and you're not absorbing whatever's going on.
Whatever's going on with them. So it's clean. It's a real clean interaction. So yeah, I really do that. So as a side note, or as an outro, if you will, for the ruby today, is think of a ruby not from the gem quality that we wear as jewelry, you know, that both Gayle and I have on our hands right now. Think of it more from the raw form. Think of it as you're sharing your love, you're able to polish, you're able to sand down those edges of the rawness. And as you're sharing that love, it's tumbling into something as it polishes. And as you're expanding and sharing that love further, with each level that you're leveling up and sharing, that ruby is going through a cycle of the tumbler to get polished.
I love that.
All right. So don't think of it as already that done form. Think of it as something that you're working towards. And if you're anything like the rest of us, the working towards is it can be a very long journey.
Yes.
It's something that you're always working on. It is. It's a process. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, it's a work in progress, just like you are.
Yes. Perfect. Absolutely.
Yes.
One thing I want to clarify with what Krista was saying, because ruby is the same thing, whether it's gem quality or not, right?
Oh yeah.
And there are crystals of ruby that are purely gem quality out of the ground, right? Mm-hmm. And then there is the more it's mixed in with other things, right? That the picture that we saw of they look like red rocks, and that when it gets tumbled becomes something different, like a star ruby or a cabochon, that is never that clear see-through stuff like gem quality. It does. The tumbling process doesn't make it more clear. It makes it more shiny, more radiant in the form that it's in. All right. And I think that there's a lot to be said about that, because as Krista was talking about, as we're going through that process of the tumbling of life and all of that, we become more radiant as well.
Shining stars.
Exactly.
That's right.
And none of us came here to be gem quality out of the gate. We are here to use that tumbler to become more radiant in our natural state. Right. And it's gotten to the point, I'll be honest now, where you go to a jewelry store and you have to ask where those rubies came from. And it's not like blood diamonds. It's because they lab create rubies and they lab create sapphires. And there is not Mother Nature's wisdom that has been infused into that stone. You can program it with your intentions. It'll do fine. But if you're going to expect it to have the properties that are inherent with rubies that have been created by Mother Nature, it's not there.
That's why you have to be careful where you buy them from.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, and always ask. And like Gayle said, it just is it's just a different type of ruby.
Different vibration that it gives off.
Yeah.
You
the molecules are there
for show. You don't wear it necessarily for the healing properties or qualities,
right?
Because I'll tell you, I've seen some lab grown rubies that are absolutely stunning.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's the thing, they're gorgeous. They're absolutely beautiful.
They really are
beautiful.
But is the vibration there though?
It can be, but you have to put it there. You have to intentionally program that stone. Mother Nature did not program that stone for you.
Yes.
You have to intentionally program that stone.
Absolutely.
Right. So rubies can be used in all forms. Just know what's required.
Yeah.
That's all. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about today's card of the day, which honestly surprised me when it came up because it's the exact same card as last week.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah. The Four of Pentacles. So once it came up and surprised me that, oh my gosh, we had that one last week, right?
Yeah, we do. Late to this week's show.
It's perfect. Of course. So today, the Four of Pentacles, November 16th, 2021, stable, cautious, protecting, resources, boundaries, and saving. So we're talking about home and hearth protection 101, right?
Yep.
And this is us being cautious about health and finances. Washing your hands, all those doorknobs that you're touching are coming along with you. Okay. And everybody who has picked their nose before opening that door before you is coming along with you.
That's it. True story.
Okay. Remember how important your well-being and long-term goals are to you. Even if you've slipped into some unhealthy habits or frivolous spending lately, you've still made some amazing progress and built a solid foundation for success. Today is a great day to get back on track. So this is what just occurred to me. Make your list now of the things that you would like to find for other people during Black Friday and Cyber Monday.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Do not go in unprepared to Black Friday and Cyber Monday. There's going to be incredible deals out there. You're going to be inclined to just grab them up, and then you're going to have a closet full of crap you couldn't even give away. Okay.
That's right. Yes.
What's that, Krista?
Yeah, I was gonna say Krista needs a new camera.
Yes, she does.
A little dull there.
She's got that they soften. It's a filter. They soften.
It's a filter. Yeah, no, my night. I need to get a better pixelation. So yeah, no, it's funny. I thought I'd throw that in. I'm sorry.
So Krista is asking for solstice for a new camera. Right? So we'll see what's going to come up with that. That's awesome stuff. All righty. So yeah, now on to what we're going to talk about here today. For me, oh my gosh. Yeah. Home and Hearth Protection 101. In my early days as a baby witch, I used to do spells by the book, like you'd buy a book and you'd do the spells. And those are absolutely sufficient. They're great training wheels for once you learn how to more feel your way into a process that will bring forth the things that you do. But one of the spells that I did was to stick 9 steel pins, just sewing pins, right, into a clove of garlic, wind it with thread, and hang it by your doorway, right? And I'm not really even sure anymore what the energy behind that was. But I will tell you that I had so many people that would come to my house and they would stand at my doorway, right? And they wouldn't come in. They wouldn't come in. So I'm going to say that was something that affected that these soul suckers could not enter my space, right? People that would just drain you of your energy, or, the ones who just want to come by and chat for 3 frickin' hours about nothing until they feel like they've either sold you on whatever it is that their opinion was, or they've exhausted every opportunity that they had to try and change your mind, right? Now, as time progressed, I started to see all of the little things that my mother would do or my godmother would do that you and I wouldn't necessarily consider witchcraft, okay? But in fact, when you take the blinders off, they are, right? My mother always had a ruby, star ruby ring on her hand. All right. To protect the family, to protect the family's holdings, to protect the family's health and wealth and love. Right. My godmother would burn, not burn, she would boil cinnamon and nutmeg and orange peels and
Smells
cloves.
delicious.
Right? It does smell delicious, but it's also, if you look up the properties of those spices, they are all protective spices, right? When the fall would start coming around, my mother and now myself would make ginger tea with lemon and honey, right? And drink that potion of live honey, which is antibacterial, lemon, which is antibacterial, and very cleansing, right?
Yes.
And ginger, which helps clean you out from the inside and helps you digest better.
I love ginger.
Yeah, me too. But I gotta. So here in Detroit, Verner's is a big thing. People have had it all over the country. You might even be able to get it in New York, but here it's a big thing. The story behind Verner's as a ginger ale is that the family that made it made up a batch, put it in the oak casks, and then got conscripted into the Civil War. So the son comes back 4 years later after this tonic has been sitting in these oak barrels for 4 years, and it created a much deeper amber color to the ginger ale, a lot deeper flavor to the ginger ale, and any self-respecting mom in Michigan uses it as a wintertime remedy. If you get sick with the flu, you'll be given hot Verner's and saltine crackers. All right, so here I am self-medicating this last week, and I ran across something that either I had never realized or I had forgotten. Okay. I drank probably about 32 ounces of ginger ale over the span of maybe 24 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
Stinky butt like you wouldn't believe. Oh my God. Oh my God. The farts I was letting out were just absolutely rank. Absolutely rank. And I'm like, you know what though? My sinuses feel so much better. It was as if the Verner's, this is not a medical statement. It was as if the Verner's was clearing out all of the rampant bacteria that was floating around my intestines, floating into my body, out of my body, and all of that. And it was just pushing it out the door, going, you don't belong here anymore. Okay. Now I apologize that is it's not exactly daytime television stuff, but it's very cleansing. Yes.
Yes. You weren't the only one this week, and I wasn't drinking that.
Okay, good. But you were drinking ginger tea, weren't you?
I was drinking ginger, lemon, and honey tea.
Yeah.
And Kevin as well. And I have to tell you, I was like, Kevin looked at me because we had to reinstall Fire Stick, and he downloaded the Fart app. Okay. Yes, my 51-year-old husband is still amused like a third grader. And so in any case, he's uploading this app, and I'm like, of course this app needs to be on a Fire Stick because, we all need that, right? And he's just like tooting away, and here I am. He goes, and my body's just doing the same thing. It was like it was just processing everything out, purging it all out. And I looked at him. And he says, he goes, when I retire, because I'm just going to write the Fart app and see if I can become one of there.
Wow. Kevin's going to do voiceovers for the Fart app.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Well, honey, we all have dreams.
We all do.
Oh my gosh, that's phenomenal.
The things that couples talk about when they've spent a week being sick.
Yeah. My goodness. Well, as far as all of this, putting it all together and heading out for the rest of the week, When it comes to protecting your home, your hearth, all right, like Krista said, it needs to be very malleable. Okay. If you do a hard shell of white light around you, expect that at some point that's going to shatter. Okay. And sometimes that can hit you with some energetic shards that you never saw coming. So stay fluid with it. Again, think chainmail, not plate armor, right? Yeah. Do the things that protect your home and protect your family that can like move with you, whether it's jewelry, like Ruby's there, or whether it's invoking the power of Archangel Michael for your space. I wanted to talk a little bit about thresholds, because thresholds are a big deal, and that's kind of where I was starting to go with the garlic and all of that. When you fortify your threshold, right, that keeps that energy that is unwelcome in your inner sanctum out. All right. Now, for those of you that have grown up like Krista and like Krista's kids that move around so often, you can't necessarily depend on the home's threshold. You carry that threshold with you. Mm-hmm. Your family unit carries that threshold with you, right? So when things go south with one member of the family across the world, the family unit pulls together and pulls that threshold to where it's needed for protection, right? Mm-hmm. Krista gets what I mean by this.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I do.
Okay. Yeah. So, and you don't have to depend on your heart, your home's threshold, even if you aren't someone who moves around a lot by lifestyle. The mother's love is a threshold for the family. The father's love is a threshold for the family. And for those of you who do not know what the root of the word threshold is, back when they had thresh on the roof, that was your roof, right? And across the floor, it's like straw on the floor so that the dirt stayed down. You would have that board that went across the front doorway, right? That board that was designed to keep the straw in the house so that the warmth would stay in the house and the dirt would stay down, held your thresh back, okay? Held what makes you comforted, what makes you healthier, right? Keeping the dirt down keeps you healthier. So think of that when you're talking about your personal threshold. What is it that keeps your comfort close to you? What is it that keeps your health close to you? And calling in all of that during this week of eclipses. Actually, eclipse season is like, this is a big one this week. Yes. There will be more. But being that this is an extremely long one with the moon, right? Never forget, the moon pulls on our water on this planet. So we're going to have weather upheaval. The human body is also 60% water. You will feel this change in the gravitational pull. And however that shows up to your senses is maybe individual to you. But like Damaris said, you will feel this eclipse, whether you see it or not, whether you know what's going on or not. So just remember to stay at peace. Hold your threshold to you. Gather around you, which exponentializes love and the health and the wealth of the family. Because without love and health, you have no wealth. I don't care how much money you have.
Yeah.
Right. Money is not about wealth. Wealth is about health and love. All right. Now I want to take a minute to congratulate our winner this week. I'll be honest with you. When I went to go look to the who shared this week, you can't see on my phone who shared, just that 3 people did share. So we have to go to the laptop version of Facebook for that. And some kind of glitch in the group was only showing the featured posts that we have, none of the conversations and discussion that we've had, although I could see them on the phone. Okay. So we went into the membership this week, and this woman just kind of sprung out to me. So I wanted to congratulate Miss Gina Kearney. So thank you so much for being a part of Three Crones and the Woo Woo. We couldn't do this without you and viewers like you.
That's awesome.
Right? So all you have to do, Gina, is reach out to one of the three of us and let us know which one you've chosen to collect your prize from. Your prize is a personal reading of whatever nature that each of us do from one of us. So in my case, it'll be either a tarot reading or an emotional freedom technique session. In Krista's case, it will be a crystal reading. Yep. Or in Damaris's case, it will be a tarot reading or a medical astrology reading. So, Gina, thank you so much for being part of Three Crones in the Woo Woo. And we'll be looking forward to finding out who you would like your reading from and reaching out to us to collect your prize. Once again, thank you to everyone who has contributed to and sponsored this show, including Krista Ducharme with Dimensional Healing with Krista on Facebook, Damaris Samolinski with Ask the Genie with Damaris Samolinski, and yours truly, Gayle Nicholson with Creative Command Coaching and Consulting. And from all of us here at Three Crones and the Woo Woo, we appreciate you. Thank you for being with us, and have a fantastic week. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
We're still recording. We're still recording.
Didn't stop yet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Okay. It's not letting us end, and I don't see Gayle coming back.
Ooh.
It's like, okay. It's saying that there's an error.
Oh, Gayle is calling us.
Yeah. So as you guys see this, you want to see. Hey, Gayle.
Hey, I don't know what happened, but would not now I'm getting let me see. This is what's showing up on that page to go back into StreamYard.
Ooh, weird, right?
Yeah, it's still recording. So, and I was trying to see if I could get it off.
But I can't get in there to shut it down. Close out of the page for you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm out.